So last guest of the game, we got Colby Guy, who's a Florida Panthers reporter. Colby, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. So our topic here is going to be the Florida Panthers, and basically they haven't been playing well lately. Are you concerned about their playing level right now? Sergei Bobrovsky, 7-11-1, 329 goes against average. Spencer Knight, 8-5-3, 293, sixth place. Danger falling in your seventh, 5-7 in December. So basically, the two questions I have for you right now is, one, who's the better goalie in Florida? And number two, are you concerned at all about their playing level right now?
So first, to start with the goalie situation, Sergei Bobrovsky really had a rough go of it at the beginning of the season, where he wasn't facing as many shots, and the shots he did face kind of leaked through sometimes. But I mean, over the last month, he's at around a 921 save percentage with Spencer Knight dealing with an illness, but he should be back. But I think the Panthers, what they're going to try to do is ride with the hot goaltender, which at the moment is Sergei Bobrovsky, because the one game Knight has played since he got injured, he did let up the 7 goals in Boston, and eventually they're going to give him the net back here and there and see if they can get him on a roll. But I mean, over the last month, Sergei Bobrovsky's at a 921 save percentage, so that's something you want to kind of roll with there. So I think at the moment they're going to be rolling with Sergei Bobrovsky, but I wouldn't rule out Spencer Knight getting a few starts here and there as well. You have the back to back coming up with Montreal and Carolina, so they're definitely going to split that, and then we'll have to reconvene on New Year's to see who gets that game. But the back to back should be a good meter stick there. But to answer the second question, I mean, this has been a team that has dealt with a lot of both injuries and illnesses. Like over the past month and a half, they've missed about 10 guys due to injury and illness. And I mean, just at practice today, it looked like they were getting a good amount of their players back. I mean, Barkov was back on the top line, albeit in non-contact sweater. He should be back on Thursday, but we'll have to see. I think we're going to know more tomorrow. Same thing with Aaron Ekblad, who had a little bit of a scare there in that Islanders game just before the holiday break. But I mean, for the first time in a while, it seems like a large contingent of the group's back, with Gudis also coming back. So, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, analytically, the team's playing good hockey. They just have not been able to finish their chances. And they've had so many guys on scoring droughts that, well, yeah, that needs to change.
Yeah, and I saw that you tweeted out earlier that Anthony Duclair was back on the ice. Have you talked to anyone? Have you heard anything about, maybe his timetable to come back?
Yeah, so he's been skating for the last maybe week or two, give or take. And I mean, the message around Duclair for now has been week to week. So, I mean, I would have to safely say that I'd say he'd be back maybe late January to early February in my rough estimate. But I mean, based on the language with how Paul Maurice is talking about it, they're going to be taking their time a little bit, trying to make sure he's 100% before they bring him back. But he's been skating for the last little while. And I mean, week to week is better than the month to month that we've been hearing before. So he's progressing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna open it up to open discussion right here, because I want to get all three of our opinions on this. Uh, who do we think is the best goaltender in hockey right now? And Kobe, I'll let you go first.
I mean, this has been a weird season for goaltending because I mean, your usual suspects, Andrei Vasilevsky and Ilya Shesterkin have not, or Igor Shesterkin, I'm sorry, have not been as good as they've expect them to be. And you have guys like Ilya Sorokin stepping up and having an incredible season. You have Linus Olmark stepping up, but I mean, as far as just pure talent goes, I don't care what the numbers say this year, but just as pure talent, I'd have to say Andrei Vasilevsky, just for the fact that For as big as he is, he could surprise you at the way he can move his body as far as how quickly he is to cover in each post to post speed that quickly, or the reflexes he has to make these big saves. And I mean, when you need him the most in the playoffs, he's always on the money. So I it's hard to say anyone's better than Andre Vasilevsky.
Yeah, and I know the Florida Panthers last year had the unfortunate time of playing Andre Vasilevsky, so I saw him close up. And I agree with you. I just gotta go on Andre Vasilevsky here. Evan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I got to agree with your answer that it's too early in the season. We got to see who can progress and who can make that big save in the playoffs, and who can keep it going. In terms of talent, I definitely got to agree. Well, you pick Andre, and I think I got to stick with Igor. In terms of that, I think he'll pick it up. I think he's proven that he's been top notch his entire career. And as the season, yes, he may not be having that season yet, but I still think in terms of talent, he's way up there. But there's one question I wanted to ask you, Colby, because as someone who's close to a team and travels with the team and the player, or interacts with the teams and the players, I think that's pretty cool. What is one misconception that people might have about the job you do?
I have to say that it's easy just because I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. Obviously, when I'm traveling, that's something that goes into it. But I mean, there's a lot of commuting that goes into it. And I mean, you take a lot of heat sometimes, and you got to pick the right things to write about. But it's definitely not easy. And I mean, for me, I've only really been in this as far as covering the Panthers for the last 2 years, and I'm literally 6 months out of college. So I mean, there's still some things I'm learning on the job as far as the business. But I mean, it's definitely not an easy job. You can't just pick it up and do it right away. There's a lot you gotta learn for sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand why some people might think it might be easy, but no, that's really cool though. Keep going. Yeah.
yeah, we do. So we appreciate you coming on, Kobe, and come on whenever again you want.